that was just a false reality, right? That two-dimensional cycle, that two-dimensional spiral, right? All of this is resonant with Boruto's Rasengan Uzuhiko. All of it.
Yeah, it's just that's like the Rasengan itself. It's just a symbol for the hopes and aspirations of those that use it or pass it along, as well as the variants. The user takes it and makes it its own, like passing the torch. It's a symbol of the power that came from the previous generation that bolsters up this new generation. I get it. That's the base Rasengan itself, and that's the variants. But I don't think Uzuhiko itself has any difference between that. Like, it's no different from any other variant in that regard. Unless I'm missing
No,
something.
The main difference is it's born through the whole Earth, like in the concept of the Earth's rotation. So it's extending to humanity as a whole rather than one person.
But even if you're going to say humanity,
through Boruto's new, not only novel perspective, but his novel path and his novel conflict, how he's having to endure more than what his father had to face and more than what his grandfather had to face, in the fact that not only is he fighting this force that is threatening to dismantle all of humanity, but even most of his comrades are completely against him, and he's got to fight through that pain as well. And through that, what does he still do? He still says, I have to do this because there's something I see ahead of all of this pain. And what is that if not the fundamental strength of humanity? And for that strength, he unleashes a technique that again is born out of the most fundamental light in humanity that Minato conceived. Minato and Kushina together conceived their bond, right? Not only is he using it, but he's extending it, and he's manifesting it more powerful than ever before, because his position now, he's gotten to a point where he truly, more than ever before, encapsulates the strength of humanity. A level beyond even Naruto and Minato alike. And that's represented through the scale of the technique and how it truly represents humanity. In that,
I kind of want to double check something Mito says in that now, because when she explains how the spiral becomes a vortex, and she talks about how you need another person to love or whatever, I want to see what she says word for word, but you can extend that for Boruto to all of humanity, because the spiral has extended to that extent.
Well, it's born out of the need to be strong, to protect something precious.
What Mito is saying more so is that when you look at a spiral as a two-dimensional object, it's circling around itself, and it's going in a never-ending loop, and it seems like you're stuck in a cycle that you can't escape from, which is mirroring the cyclical despair of war on the battlefield that humanity is constantly plagued by, right? Like the cycle of suffering. But then she says, but when you look at it from a three-dimensional perspective, as in a helix, look at it now. What is it doing? Oh, it's ascending. It's going somewhere, right? You just have to endure that climb. And then where does she take Kushina? To her life, to her safe haven, at the top of that ascent, which is a perfect view of the stone-faced statues. Her love, sitting even deeper than the pits of despair of that hell of being a Jinchuruki. Even deeper still is her love for Hashirama in the village, right? And that's what it represents. So she can see beyond that because she has that perspective of looking at it. No, it's not necessarily a never-ending cycle of despair. Maybe, just maybe, it's three-dimensional and it's ascending somewhere. And at the end of that landscape is like new appreciation for the world, i.e., love for the world. You can find love for even this cursed world we live in. And what is Boruto? Boruto still finds that love, because what is he trying to do now? The world that literally is turning against him, he still loves it enough to try to save it, right? Cool fucking shit. And for that strength, for that resilience, for that endurance, he comes out with a technique that goes beyond anything Minato or Naruto ever pulled off.
That's the aspect I like. The world turns against him. He's using the world's power to defend the world. I like that. That's the angle I think you should go with that.
That's very much what the Rasengan represents.
That's
right?
where the humanity part comes in.
But that's the base Rasengan, and that's Kushina's lesson. That lesson isn't passed on through the Rasengan itself. The ideas behind it are.
Oh my god! Because again, that's literally that's how the Rasengan was conceived, though. I'm telling you, symbolically and thematically, that's literally the meaning of the Rasengan. That is the Minato One Shot 101.
That's what Kushina learns as the Deuteragonist. That's not what Minato learned.
What?
Minato makes Rasengan. Kushina makes the name. And then the Uzuhiko is its own name based on top of the Rasengan.
Is literally born. But the Rasengan is literally born because Kushina was in his mind and so prevalent in his mind because he didn't want to lose that bond. And this one is explicit. What does Minato say immediately after he explains the technique he's trying to learn? I don't want to lose you. She was always in this technique was for her. It just so happens he ends up using it to protect her from, the darkness within, right? And that says in of itself, it's like, because they're stronger together, that bond, and that they share, and that's represented through, she ends up even naming it, right? Because that's the sugar on, or the sprinkles on top of their bond is like, you made this for me, but you're going to end up utilizing it to protect me. But I still have a part of it in that I'll protect you when push comes to shove, and I'll reciprocate by giving you the perfect name for this technique, right? And through her reciprocating in her own way, she sees the conclusion of that path that they share together. And what is that? Minato standing where his stone face will eventually be. It's so fucking symbolically beautiful. Man, the Minato one shot was so fucking good.
Does it change your answer knowing that Sasuke is the one that passed on the legacy instead of like the Uzumaki lineage or family or Jiraiya or anything one like that? It was Sasuke specifically. Does that change anything for you? For Boruto?
Wait.
Does it make it better, different, or worse or indifferent? Well, the fact that Boruto learned it through Sasuke.
In the video, and I talked about earlier how even how the technique like looks and how it seems to operate on it mechanically seems like a combination of Rasengan and Chidori string. Like he's taking techniques from both his mentors and combining them, right? So there's some of Sasuke even in this technique, right?
Okay, so what you're saying that if there had to be,
to say there's some of Hinata in the technique too, with a
rotation, right? It kind of operates like the way it swirls around him, kind of operates like a rotation. Yeah, for like the Hyuga stuff. Yeah, like that you can put that in there.
Gentle fist. So what you're saying,
especially with how it doesn't shroud all around him, I was thinking like, this kind of looks like a Chidori. That's literally when I first read the Jedi. The first thing I thought of was like, that looks kind of like the Chidori stream, just a Rasengan version. That's so fucking cool.
So you obviously like Uzuhiko,
Sasuke, of course, big, but again, Sasuke correlates with this because for Minato and Kushina, for Naruto, his path, even how he upgraded on his own individual path, because his path again was a step above Minato's, and I go all into this in my Minato video. Naruto had to do something, and he go beyond his father. So, and what is that represented through the Rasengan? He makes the better version of the Rasengan, Rasen Shuriken, right? And that
win style.
Literally, who was he thinking about right before he wins the Rasengan Shuriken? He thinks about getting closer to Sasuke, right? So Sasuke is very correlated with Naruto's path.
Not even just that. Also, how he can work with Sasuke, because in his conversation with Yamato's explaining how his wind style beats lightning, but Naruto's thinking about how the wind can amplify the magnitude of Sasuke.
And look here, through that union, what's happening here? Through that union, now Sasuke could train Boruto to use this technique.
Yeah, so just like how just like how Naruto mastered wind style Rasengan in part 1, Boruto masters lightning style in part 2. Do you think if Boruto had to master an earth style Rasengan in part 3, do you think Uzuhiko's the best thematic answer for an earth style Rasengan?
No, I don't care. All right, good night, guys. I love you all. Bye.
No, Oodie's just trolling now, but
it's not a troll. I would hear him tell them that I was right and that you're wrong.
No, I knew it was a troll when you said it was an Earth style Rasengan.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You just mentioned Earth style Rasengan with the Uzuhiko.
I mentioned Earth style Rasengan with the Uzuhiko. I didn't call the Uzuhiko an Earth style Rasengan. Blatant misinformation.
But I know what you were trying to go for.
Oh, absolutely. There had to be one.
Anyway, we can get back to the chapter now.
I do want to talk, even though he's gone. More things. Oh my god, I can't believe it. That's freaking cut out there. Freaking stupid Wi-Fi hit. It's because it's still cloudy from this morning. Oh my god, I'm so annoyed I cut out in the middle of me talking. How much of my talking did even get cut out there? When I cut out? Like,
I don't remember.
Bro, that's so annoying. Whatever. Okay, so on his, like, ascent thing with the whole, like, Kushina's brought up the staircase by Mito. Meh. Okay, it turned into 3 dimensions. There's also a descension there. That goes back to the yin-yang theme. And honestly, the descension, like symbolically, would be the part to like tough it out or whatever. It'd be the more devastating part or whatever. The ascension is the rise. The descension is the fall. No, hang on, because I understand. Oh, the view from the top of the tower. This isn't about the freaking tower. It's about the symbol. Okay, just like how in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No, because like.
Why is the descension the good part in your case, huh?
Because the point is the ascension is where you're going through the work. So for example, if you're hiking up a mountain, like you're climbing up it, that's where you're putting in the effort.
Bro,
the way down's easier.
Bro, the climbing isn't the point though. It's not the symbol.
The way up's easier.
Shut up. It's not talking about physically climbing up elevation, Kamui. That's not the point of the Rasengan part of the conversation there.
No, but the ascent is enduring through the hardships until you reach the top.
No, I know. Like, I know what they're getting at there. But outside of that context, the descension is like you're descending into darkness. And just like how Uncle Iroh in Avatar: The Last Airbender talking about, you got to push through the darkness to get through to the other side. You calm the storm. You get through the bad weather. It's sunny on the other side. He says it in freaking Avatar: The Last Airbender. Both apply. You gotta go through the down part, gotta get through the rough part.
I get what you're saying with descending through the darkness, but in a sense, that's also the point of going through the hardships, which is what they're using for the ascent.
And then ascend is like transcending. It's like ascending from darkness, ascending into the light. It's like literally a thing. Especially in anime.
Yeah, but I mean, I know what you're saying, but like effectively, the point is the same, whether you're going through the darkness to get to the other side or climbing up the hill to reach the top is the same point at the end of the day.
No, exactly. That's the yin and yang, though, is you push through the hard part to get to the good part, which is happening in both cases, whether it's ascending or descending. Yeah. Depends on which one you want.
It's the same thing.
Yeah. So I'm saying using it as the ascending argument doesn't really work when it goes both ways.
I think you're focusing on the wrong thing. I don't think.
Oh my god! I know,
case.
But I want to hear Hot Boy say it, not you. But also, the Rasengan is born out of the persistence of humanity. It's from Minato's desire to protect the things he sees precious to him. And then Kushina's the one that made the name, so it's like a teamwork thing, by the way. So passing on that legacy, it's like the symbol of power or freedom or whatever. Jiraiya passes on in Naruto. You see it in the Road to Ninja movie. I think you've seen that one. At the very end, that's the best way. I wish I could have said this to Hot Boy. This is when I was cutting out. That's the best example of this. Not the Uzuhiko, but that. You get to see Naruto's perspective of how Jiraiya, like, passed the torch down to him. Passed down the legacy of the Rasengan and all that it means. It's not the concept, it's the execution that matters, because none of that is applied in the Uzuhiko case. All you get is the Earth's rotation, and you could say, oh, it's about humanity seeing another day. Yeah, sure. Boruto's defending the Earth against that from Code, who's trying to destroy the Earth, but that's not about the Uzuhiko, because if Madara won, and then Boruto just broke out years later or whatever, all of humanity's strung up, the Earth is still rotating, humanity doesn't have to do with the Earth or its rotation, neither does society or anything like that. Uzuhiko's completely based in science and other things. Like, it's not even the correct theme, in my opinion.
I think what he's getting at more so, like,
it's not working for the variant.
Paraphrase a little bit.
It's the variant isn't special.
Instead of having Kushina on his mind, he has the whole of humanity on his mind. He's the last ninja persisting as a ninja for the sake of the entirety of the world and humanity. And
but
then
he's not.
The spiral.
Everyone
yes,
is.
He is, though. He's protecting the planet right now. That is that's in the conversation. And with him and Kashi and Koji's conversation, they're trying to destroy this world, blah, blah, blah. Like, it's about the world. So the world's on his mind, as well as all of ninja. And so the spiral in this case happens to be one that encompasses the whole world.
Because Boruto's doing the same thing Sasuke was doing. Sasuke said, get out of here, because it doesn't matter if I go down as long as you're still around. Well, if Boruto goes down, Kashi and Koji's still around doing the same thing. If Kashi and Koji goes down, even if everyone else is under omnipotence, Shikamaru would still be trying to defend the world because he's a ninja still. He hasn't given up on that. He hasn't forsaken himself. I don't care about omnipotence or Kawaki's desire or whatever.
That doesn't go against anything.
Yes, it does. You said Boruto's the one, the only one, defending the planet.
No, I didn't say that. In the flash forward scene, though, it does seem as though he might. I mean, we don't know if he's the last ninja alive, but the point is he's by himself.
We don't know that either.
Like, he's by himself, metaphoric, but in it, at least in terms of what we're seeing, the world's against him with omnipotence, and then by that point, he's the only one fighting Kawaki at that moment. But regardless of whether he's by himself or not, the point is,
because Naruto wasn't by himself
he's
either
protecting
in the final
whole
fight.
Planet and all of the ninja, like the ninja concept at that point, and his spiral is one that encompasses the whole world. That's the point that he's getting at.
But the whole world isn't ninja,
which I think is,
and it's not a Shinobi style Rasengan. It's an Earth style Rasengan. The world isn't ninja. The world is what it is in and of itself.
Rasengan, bro.
And like we're saying, Shinobi are human. So if he's protecting the Shinobi system, then he's protecting.
Rasengan. It spirals around his body.
Bro, it's not a human style Rasengan. It's an Earth style Rasengan.
No, it's not, bro.
Yeah, I didn't even mean to do it that time, but that was funny how that came out. I meant like it's based on the power of the Earth, not the power of humanity, even symbolically.
I assume so, but of course I'm going to disagree. So,
yeah. Well, what I'm getting at before we move on, I don't think Uzuhiko itself is special. Uzuhiko means the same thing thematically as any other variant of the Rasengan. It's something that Boruto came up with on its own after having the legacy of the Rasengan, and all the Rasengan means the base Rasengan passed down to him. The base Rasengan hasn't changed, and the variants haven't changed, but Uzuhiko's no different from any other variant, and it's not special from the Rasengan either.
It's just grander scale.
It's not grander scale. Ada literally says it's low scale.
Kushina on his mind, it's the world on his mind, and the spiral happens to encompass the whole world. That's all it is.
Ada literally said it's underwhelming.
It is simple.
It's not grand scale. Just because it uses the Earth's rotation doesn't make it a grand scale.
That's the point. Oh my god, dude, it's not a hard concept. The point is the spiral encompasses the planet. Because that planet's rotation. That's the spiral. It's really as simple as that.
Okay, what are you talking about? The spiral encompasses the planet. The planet.
His mind, the planet.
The planet isn't encompassed by any spiral. We don't see that. We don't know that. Doesn't seem like that's the case at all.
Oh my god, bro. This is not hard to understand.
You're saying the planet's encompassed? Where? When? What are you talking about? You're just making things up.
It's using the Earth's... The point is that this Rasengan uses the Earth's rotation. So, the whole Earth, in a sense, assists in this. It's the Earth's rotation. Well, the Rasengan, the rotation, the spiral, these are... The point is a spiraling sphere, a rotating spiral. Like, it's a spiral. So, if it's using the planet's rotation, it's using the planet's spiral. Do you follow?
Okay.
The planet's spiral is used for this jutsu. Does that make sense?
Sure. Planet's rotation, not its spiral, but yeah.
But that's the point, though, with Rasengan and the spiraling the world, whatever the Minato manga is called, is taking the concept of the spiral and applying to the jutsu, which uses rotation. Like, these are highly correlated thematically.
But the
spiral and rotation are pretty much interchangeable in this respect.
The Rasengan already spirals.
So,
the Rasengan makes the opponent spiral too.
Yes.
No different.
Yes, and so the Rasengan Uzuhiko is using the Earth's rotation, in other words, the Earth's spiral. It's just as simple as this. It's just the Earth spiral. The spiral is the whole Earth now. What's on Boruto's mind? The Earth, all of humanity. That's all Hopaway is getting at in a very brief nutshell.
But again, that's no different from any other Rasengan, though. Because what's on Naruto's planet when he uses the Rasengan against Sasuke?
The whole world. It doesn't use the world, but it doesn't use the Earth's spiral.
But then that's not symbolic. There's no explicit meaning there. Then there's nothing more to draw out of that than the normal Rasengan.
Boruto, but the point is, who is Boruto protecting?
But who's Naruto protecting? Who is Boruto protecting through every Rasengan?
No, let me finish. Let me fucking finish for a second. So the point is, does it relate to the one they're protecting? With Minato and Kushina. Minato's relates to Kushina via Kurama Biju Bomb. That's his Rasengan relates to the Biju Bomb because that connects to Kushina. Naruto's, in his mind, obviously he just has the wind nature, but in his mind, his wind style Rasengan relates to Sasuke's fire style. The one on his mind, it relates to Sasuke's fire style.
I know where you're going
so
with
now
this,
for Boruto, the one on his mind, humanity. How does it relate to humanity? The all of the planet. That's what the spiral does. It comes from the planet.
Yes, but that's a different...
If that
I know,
make sense,
I agree.
Move on.
This very hyper niche concept, I completely agree with. I disagree. Not even disagree. I just don't understand all of the rest of it that doesn't connect to this idea in particular. Because I already told Hotboy that I agree with this very hyper specific idea. It's cool that Boruto's using the planet to defend the planet when the planet is trying to attack Boruto. Sure. But it's the same thing when
the planet attacking Boruto is relevant to this.
It's somewhat relevant. It's not the point, but it's still relevant.
I mean, yeah, sure, but that's not the main point. The point is how the person or multiple people on their mind relates to the jutsu's fundamental application. Minato, Kushina's on his mind. The Rasengan is the direct model of the Tail Beast Bomb. Naruto, Sasuke's on his mind. The wind style magnifies Sasuke's fire. And then Boruto, the planet's on his mind. This Rasengan utilizes the rotation of the planet.
Okay, but that's the
point.
But you're filling in gaps that don't exist right now and assuming they're true. Because we see in both cases, Naruto and Minato, how they got to the conclusion, what led them to their answer to develop this Rasengan. The ideological whatever that they came to. Their literal character growth. We haven't seen that. We don't even know if it's true in Boruto's case. It could have been that Kashi and Koji just told him about it, and then Boruto just learned it, and then that's just it. It might not be Boruto even thought about it at all. Which that would retroactively ruin it.
So from a plot perspective, okay, so two things.
We need that.
One, that would be less good. I hope that's not the case. But two, ignoring that, from a plot perspective, it could be as simple as Kashi and Koji just told him. The same way that Kakashi was just like, hey, Naruto, we're going to upgrade your Rasengan by adding a wind chakra nature. But the point is the symbolic meaning behind what they're thinking about in the present and the future. Because even in Naruto's case, his idea didn't manifest itself until the war much later on. In Boruto's case, even it might not manifest itself until later on. That's fine. But the point is symbolically, the reader, like Hopway said, it might not necessarily be explicitly in your face as a theme in the story, but if you can draw the connection, that's still valid. So I don't see anything wrong with what he said.
No, I think if you can only accurately draw a connection if there's the connection to be drawn. As of right now, there might be.
The connection is there.
There might be a connection there. We don't know if it's there yet.
And it doesn't matter, Oodie, it doesn't matter if the plot spells it out to you. The connection is still there because we, as the reader, already know that Boruto cares about the planet and he is still a ninja in the flash forward scene, still fighting for the planet. We already know that, so it's already there. That's all we need to know.
That applies to everyone else. And he's not using the planet, he's using the planet's rotation. He doesn't care about the rotation of the planet, just the planet itself. If anything, the planetary Rasengan makes more sense from Naruto.
Isn't using Sasuke. Naruto isn't using Sasuke for his Rasengan. He's using a Rasengan that will assist and work in tandem with Sasuke. The point is it works in tandem with what's on their mind.
Okay, Naruto literally has a planetary Rasengan.
You're not getting this.
No, I'm getting this. We're still discussing though. Naruto has a planetary Rasengan. That's more planetary than Uzuhiko is. Not on Naruto's mind in the same way.
Bro.
Literally called planetary Rasengan, and the Rasengan's spiraling around it. It's not a goof. No, it's way less goofy as a Rasengan than Uzuhiko is. Like you said, you don't even think Uzuhiko is a Rasengan. And Boruto doesn't call it a Rasengan, he only calls it Uzuhiko. You've said that before.
What?
You have said that before.
It's not just the Rasengan, it is a Rasengan variant.
No, you said that you don't even see it as a Rasengan variant because it's that different. I remember you saying that.
No, I didn't. I said that the Chidori stream is not the Chidori.
Oh my god.
It's a variant of the Chidori. The Rasengan Uzuhiko isn't the Rasengan, it is a variant of the Rasengan.
It's a Rasengan.
No, it's a variant of the Rasengan.
It is a Rasengan.
Even the Rasen Shuriken isn't a Rasengan. It is a Rasen Shuriken.
Oh my.
Although in that one's case, there's a literal Rasengan at the center of it, so I can give you some slack to say that there is a Rasengan in there.
You know what Rasengan is? Rasengan is the three things: spiral, power, and the third thing. Containment? Something like that.
You don't even know what the Rasengan fucking is, and I've told you about that last part so many times on stream that I can't believe you don't even know.
It's like containment or something. It's...
Compression.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Okay, well, the Uzuhiko has all three. It has spiral, it has power, and it has compression.
So the compression.
It's compressing around Boruto. It's a big compression, but it's similar to the mountain Rasengan, Odama Rasengan. It's not as compressed, but it has to compress to spiral around Boruto in the first place. Otherwise, it wouldn't be around, and it couldn't spiral. It would just go in the direction it's already going. It wouldn't angle inwards.
There, but anyway.
Okay, then it's a Rasengan. Meets all three requirements.
The point though is that I don't really want to talk about this anymore.
You can say it's super duper uncompressed, but it's still compressed to some degree, even if it's 1% compressed. It has to be. Otherwise, it wouldn't be
the problem though is then we get into the reason why I don't want to discuss this further is because then we're going to get into our whole debate about when Naruto mastered the Rasengan based off of how compressed it was, and I don't want to have this discussion.
Okay,
so
we
let's
can
just move.
Okay, we'll move on from that, but I still want to discuss a little bit more of Uzuhiko before we move on.
It's already 147, and we haven't done the chapter. I want it to be done by 2. At this point, why don't I just translate the Mitsuki panel and call it good?
Yeah. Well, hang on. Before we do that, I just want to one more thing on the Rasengan thing. So first of all, you have seen that movie, right? So you agree that is just a better representation of what I'm talking about, of the execution of the same concept? I don't remember
whatever you're talking about. I have seen the movie, but I don't remember what you're talking about specifically with that.
That's fine. So, okay. So, hypothetically, let's just assume Jura eats Himawari, and lo and behold, Himawari was an Otsutsuki the whole time, and then Jura makes a chakra fruit, he eats it, and then, boom, the planet instantaneous, just everyone infinite Tsukiyomi. So, Boruto, it's already too late. The planet's done. It's dead. It's still rotating. So Boruto can still use Uzuhiko Rasengan in his fight against Kawaki in the final fight. It's just like Naruto, how he uses Rasengan, even though everyone's in Infinite Tsukiyomi, even though he's defending everyone. It's already too late, but he can still use it.
That's fine.
So, what do you mean?
Although, Boruto does say the chakra of the planet, which doesn't make sense, but he does say that. So if the planet has no chakra, I'm not sure if he can use Rasengan Uzuhiko.
Well, it's not like the planet doesn't have chakra when Infinite Tsukiyomi is activated. If anything, it has more chakra.
They're not using the fucking Infinite Tsukiyomi. How do you not get the difference between the Infinite Tsukiyomi and the Divine Tree already? Oh my goodness. Killing me, bro.
I'm combining them. It doesn't matter.
It does matter because
not for this. It doesn't. Not for the sake of this conversation.
Yes, it does, because the point with the Divine Tree, at least the way it's supposed to go, unlike the Naruto manga, is that it drains all of the planet's chakra, like Amato says. So assuming that does happen, the planet shouldn't have chakra.
Yeah, it drains it all into the Divine Tree, which is on the planet. The planet still has the chakra, it's just not on or in the planet. It's in the Divine Tree on the planet. Still has a chakra.
Let's just say Jura eats it. Okay, it's gone now. Jura eats and leaves the planet. It's on the planet.
Well, yeah, but that's not what I said. That wasn't my hypothetical.
But what did you say? You said, did you say that Jura eats it? Devours the divine, does all this?
No. I said, okay, my example was ridiculous because the story is ridiculous. I said, if Jura eats Himawari, and Himawari is an Otsutsuki, that's just her power. So then Jura would make his own fruit from Himawari, not from the planet, but from Himawari, and then he would eat it, but he would be a divine tree. I don't understand. It was just the hypothetical I went with. It doesn't matter.
But your hypotheticals is... it does matter again, because in this case, he ate the fruit.
Okay, it doesn't matter. The point is, I was just getting to some way that infinite Tsukuyomi happens. Just like it did in the war arc.
Okay, infinite Tsukuyomi is different, though, from the situation for Boruto. If we're referencing the actual Boruto story, the infinite Tsukuyomi is not what's important. It's the divine tree mechanism that's important.
Yeah, so, and he's a divine tree. Like, I specified like Shippuden, like the war. So we're just assuming it's the same thing.
What? But that doesn't reference Boruto's situation, so it's not an applicable analogy, because that's not Boruto's situation at any point of the story. That will never happen.
But your argument is that, oh, he's fighting for humanity because the Earth is the humanity and this ninja. Well, he's gonna be the last ninja.
First of all, it's not my argument. It's Hot Boy's argument.
I know, but you're arguing for him because he's gone.
You can just say the planet. But okay, how about you say the planet in general? Because that's something I said, at least. The planet itself he is fighting for. Infinite Tsukuyomi does not, verbatim, does not kill the planet. We have proof of that based off of it being done twice. The Divine Tree, at least in Boruto, is supposed to kill the planet. Which doesn't make sense,
the 2 times it was done, it was done by people who didn't want the planet to be destroyed. Specifically.
But the fact that, I mean, even so, that proves the point that it doesn't auto-kill the planet. But second of all...
Okay, I don't need that.
I don't think it could anyway, because what it does is it only would kill the people. Maybe it gets the toads and shit. Well, the infinite Tsukuyomi does not wrap up trees.
This isn't the conversation I wanted to have in the first place, but it is said that the planet just instantaneously dies somehow. I don't understand it either. That's just what it says. Could be a mistranslation. I don't know.
Yeah, for the Divine Tree, but not the infinite Tsukuyomi.
Okay, I don't care. You know what I mean. I don't know why you're hung up on that.
Oodie, it matters because there's a clear distinction. One of them will not happen in the Boruto story. The other one will.
That's not the point I'm getting at. The point I'm getting at is...
Also, this doesn't matter.
If Boruto wants to use Uzuhiko, he can, because he wants to fight. If he doesn't want to fight, he can't use Uzuhiko because he doesn't want to fight anymore. That applies to every Rasengan, because every Rasengan's doing the same point of defending the planet by fighting because they want to fight to defend the planet because the planet's precious to them, because the people on the planet is precious to them.
I mean, that's fair, but nobody, like in Minato's case, he wasn't fighting for the planet because the planet wasn't at stake. Now, for Naruto, you could say, for Naruto's case, like, oh, the planet is at stake in numerous of his fights, especially the ones in Boruto, like when he fights Ishiki. That's fine. The point isn't that exclusively Boruto's the only person who's fighting for the planet. I don't think that's what Hot Boy was getting at.
Well,
I think
especially,
the point
like,
was just
all
drawing a symbolic parallel between when they created their version of a Rasengan. When Naruto created the Rasen Shuriken, Sasuke was on his mind, not the planet he fought for later on. When Boruto created Rasengan Uzuhiko...
Okay, no. Hang on. Because what does Sasuke mean to Naruto? He can't even be Hokage if he can't save a single friend. Sasuke is his goal, but it's beyond that.
Sasuke means the world to Naruto. But Sasuke doesn't mean the planet
means the world. That's so funny.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know if you were going to, but he doesn't mean the planet to Naruto.
No, but Sasuke is his goal. It's his dream. He's doing it. He's not doing it for Sakura. He's not doing it for Sasuke. He's doing it for himself.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
He is also doing it. On one hand, he's doing it to catch up to Sasuke, but on the other hand, he's thinking about how he can work together with Sasuke.
Bro, Hot Boy has a short on this. I'm just gonna pull it up. This is ridiculous. Hot Boy literally agrees with me on this, at least.
On what?
Might be this one. The reason
Naruto... He can't give up on Sasuke.
How we can work with Sasuke, like 10 minutes ago.
No, I'm sharing my screen. You're gonna listen to his hypocrisy, apparently.
You're not sharing. Oh, no.
Yeah, I am now. Should be sound working too. Move this all the way. Okay, so you can see it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He can't give up on Sasuke because it would be the same as giving up on his dream. Sasuke, Hokage, and the world. All of these things, as unrelated as they may seem, are synonymous.
Bro, so he's literally saying Sasuke is the world.
That's what I said, but Sasuke's not the planet.
What do you think the world is? Oh my god.
So
exactly. He's not using the world's rotation, he's using the planet's rotation. So it's the physical thing, not the symbol.
That's the point, because Boruto is specifically thinking about the planet itself.
Yeah, not the world. Naruto in the last is telling Toneri that he's not going to give up on the world. The world is the symbol. It's the item. It's the people on it. The planet is just the big ball of rock that happens to move in a direction.
And Boruto cares about the planet itself, too.
That's stupid.
I argue with Boruto, bro.
It's not an argument because there's nothing to argue because he hasn't presented any reason to care about the planet itself. But there is no reason to care about the planet itself.
He was talking to Code about how he's like, oh, think of it as a comeback from the planet you tried to destroy. And you see him in every other chapter. You're destroying the environment. Stop. But bro, I don't care why.
He didn't say stop. And what he said against Code had nothing to do with him caring about the planet. What you just said.
Yes, it did. That's why he's stopping him.
Think of it as a comeback from the planet itself. But again, we don't know why. And that matters. That absolutely matters for this.
Yes, I agree. Why matters for the sake of the story, but it doesn't matter for the sake of this discussion. The point is that it is there. That's all we need.
It matters for the sake of the discussion too, because that's Hoppley's argument, though.
It's not needed for the argument.
We're getting watch this.
All the why does is make it better or worse. But for the sake of the argument, it doesn't matter. The fact is, it's there. Naruto can see Sasuke as the world or whatever for the dumbest reason, because Sasuke made him the best pancake ever, okay? The fact is, he still means the world to Sasuke, which is what would be important.
But that's the world, not the planet.
What?
That's the world, though, not the planet. There's the distinction being drawn here.
I know. What I'm saying. I know what I'm saying with the Sasuke thing is that if Sasuke means the world to Naruto, never mind planet aspect. If Sasuke's important to Naruto, I'll change my words for you. If it's just because he makes great pancakes, that's stupid. But it still means he is very important to Naruto.
No, I agree.
Which would be important for a discussion on that topic.
But this is what I was saying.
Whether it's dumb or not.
You're filling in the gaps where we don't even know they exist. That the story hasn't done yet.
They do exist, bro. They're in the fucking story. You see them. First of all, why would you even assume Boruto doesn't care about the planet based off the things he's said and done so far? It's clearly more likely that he does.
What in particular are you referencing?
Him constantly talking about the environment and his conversation with Code about the planet, and him and Kashi Koji talking about, like, whoa, bro, you trying to destroy this planet? It's like they're talking about the planet too much.
Bro, I really hate to get into the environment thing. He doesn't care about the freaking environment. He doesn't care that Mitsuki was destroying a couple trees all that much.
Bro, okay, so you think Boruto was lying.
So, okay, hypothetically, Mitsuki goes off on his own and just starts chopping down trees, just ignoring Boruto. Boruto's not stopping him. He doesn't care that much.
Really? You think that Boruto wouldn't stop him? Why?
Because he's leaving Boruto alone. Which seems to be what Boruto wants right now.
No. Boruto plans on winning everyone back eventually. He doesn't want Mitsuki to just ignore him forever.
Yeah, right now he does.
Dealing with Mitsuki. No. Because otherwise he would have just left. Boruto could have flying Raijin away at any moment.
Yeah, Boruto also said, sorry Mitsuki, I guess I'm gonna have to get a little rough with you, and then proceeded to not touch him once.
Well,
well,
he
what?
didn't get rough, he put the sword to his neck.
He didn't touch him once. His physical body was unaltered.
Sasuke put the sword next to... when Sasuke in chapter 78, I would say Sasuke got rough with Kawaki when he put the sword to his neck.
I'd say Mitsuki got rough with Kawaki.
I would say Sasuke did too.
I would not.
Or just the same what his mentor would have said. I mean,
you could say Sasuke was acting rough, not towards anyone or anything in particular. He was just being a rough attitude.
And Boruto is being rough.
He's not being rough at all. Mitsuki literally said, "Do it."
Words.
Mitsuki literally said, "Do it," and Boruto didn't. That's not rough at all. He's not getting into the shanty salon or whatever from SpongeBob with that one.
What got rough with his words?
What's the rough place from SpongeBob?
He pushed Mitsuki into a narrative corner, unveiled his mask.
The shanty saloon is that it?
He needed to do that.
It's got to be the big shanty or something. What's the rough place in SpongeBob?
Not sure. Oh, the
It's Shanty Saloon?
I know the one with not you talk about the salty splatoon?
Salty Splatoon, thank you, yes. Yeah, Sasuke ain't getting in Boruto ain't getting in the salty spittoon with that one.
What about the one from the movie? Remember what I'm talking about? What was that place called?
That's what I was first thinking too, yeah. Well, I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking it.
There was like all bubble blowing, whatever.
Yeah.
They say they hate the
this place. I don't know if it even has
this place.
a
What
name.
was it called? Oh, the Thug Tug.
Thug Tug. Yes, it was Thug Tug. Yeah, bro, this movie looks good. I'm just saying. But anyways, going back to
that
this.
Movie's so good.
Oh, I know it is. Literally we're like top 10 best movies of all time. It's crazy. Anyways, enough derailing because it's Naruto's doing it. Good. So okay. We'll move on from the planet thing. Maybe we'll come back to that another time. Okay. When Boruto did the Rasengan against Hidari, he's doing the same thing as he did with the Uzuhiko.
No, he didn't.
He's defending the world. That's why he's fighting.
Oh. Well, according to Kashi Koji, the act of fighting Hidari was actually putting the world at risk. So he was defending the world when he stopped fighting, actually.
Yeah, you know what he did when he stopped fighting? Not use Uzuhiko. Which, again, he doesn't even call Rasengan.
Well, he doesn't use all time. That's like saying Naruto can't think about Sasuke without using the Rasengan. Like, no, that's not how that works.
Boruto doesn't even call it a Rasengan. He only calls it Uzuhiko, which isn't at all Rasengan, even tangent. Not even tangentially related.
Wait. He calls it Rasengan Uzuhiko.
At first. Then he only calls it Uzuhiko.
Oh. What? Hold on. What are you talking about specifically, so I can look?
Like, all of chapter 2 and 3 or whatever, or I guess 3. While you look, I'm going to play the rest of this short.
It says Rasengan Uzuhiko, when he lands it, let's go ahead.
Yeah, lands the small scale attack, by the way.
A Rasengan that incorporates a planet's chakra. That's what Uzuhiko is.
Big Ball Rasengan is a large scale attack. I'm referencing to everything. It's not one thing I'm referencing.
Okay, yeah. There's the option of me reciting Uzuhiko. Bro, you're proving my point that it's a Rasengan variation rather than a Rasengan. The bro doesn't even call it a Rasengan. Bro calls it Uzuhiko more often. That's like Sasuke just calling it Stream or Spear or Senbon without the Chidori part.
Whatever. It's in the subtext.
Right, there you go. Prove my point. Thank you.
The point, though, is that Uzuhiko's doing the same thing any other Rasengan's doing because Boruto's the one doing it. It's not the Rasengan, it's who's using it. And for what purpose. So, a normal base Rasengan against Code in the place of Uzuhiko would be just as thematically relevant as Uzuhiko was.
Yeah, it's a little bit random, but I'm noticing this as I'm looking through these chapters. It draws Boruto so much better than the rest of the cast. Crazy.
I know.
Like, Boruto always looks drawn well, whereas half the other people are inconsistent as hell.
Oh my god. So funny.
But anyway, what'd you say?
It's not the Rasengan itself, it's who uses it. So Boruto using the base Rasengan against Code would be just as thematically important and significant as the Uzuhiko.
Well,
in
yes
terms of
and
the
no.
argument
Like,
used here.
Well, so okay, so on one hand, okay, so yes and no.
Let me clarify. Let me clarify because
at
Boruto.
A level,
okay, or
he
not.
would be fighting to protect the world regardless. But I wouldn't say it's as thematically powerful because him using the planet's spiral or rotation just has more thematic weight to it. So it is more impactful to see Boruto use the Rasengan Uzuhiko for a pivotal fight for the planet than using a regular Rasengan.
Well, I was going to clarify.
Level, he's fighting for the planet.
There's two aspects here. There's the code aspect, and then there's the Boruto aspect. The code aspect is the argument being used right now. That's not the good argument. The Boruto aspect's the good argument. How Boruto's using the planet that's trying to destroy him to defend the planet itself. Whereas the code argument is that Boruto's using the planet to destroy Code, who is himself trying to destroy the planet. Like Boruto says to Code that he's throwing the planet right back at him or whatever that he's trying to destroy. Like you said earlier.
No,
so I'm clarifying that's not it. That's a different argument.
No, because I don't personally like he's using the planet power, which is from the planet that the planet's trying to destroy Boruto, that he uses the planet to save the planet. I don't like that because, at least in terms of Hot Boys discussion, because that would be like the equivalent of Minato using Kushina to protect himself from Kushina to save Kushina. It's like, no, the point is
it's disanalogous in that case.
Exactly, that's why I don't like it brought up.
What do you mean exactly? You're agreeing with me, disagreeing with you.
No, because the point is you shouldn't bring that up. Period. I don't know why you bring it up.
Bro, you just don't like the singular aspect within that of the planet trying to destroy Boruto. The rest of it you loved. That's Hot Boy's argument. That's the good Hot Boy argument. The rest of it,
Hot Boy's argument,
that's the hyper-specific good part.
No, oh my god. No, you're not. You're not understanding Hot Boy's argument. I can guarantee that. He would not agree with you right now. He would go on a rant about.
Bro, you literally agreed with this earlier.
No, I agree with the fact that Boruto is trying to protect the planet. The planet's on his mind, and that's symbolic with his Rasengan. I don't think yes, the planet is against him in a sense. The world's against Boruto. That's not relevant to the spiral of the Earth part.
I don't care if it's relevant, it's an addition. In the same way, Uzuhiko isn't relevant as a special aspect to the Rasengan itself in this case.
Oh my god. Bro, it's not even that deep.
It's the fact that he's fighting Code, not that he's using Uzuhiko.
The point is he's protecting the planet, bro!
Okay, and if he used normal Rasengan against Code, it'd be the same thing. If he used Uzuhiko against someone else, it wouldn't matter because he's not defending the planet.
You're not fucking listening, you're pissing me off now. So, again, if he uses the fucking regular-ass Rasengan of Code, yes, superficially, he's protecting the planet against Code. The same fucking thing. But the point is thematically is not as powerful as him using.
You didn't let me finish because we already talked about that. You didn't let me finish. I said in the same way that using the Uzuhiko against someone else would be just as irrelevant because in that case he's not defending the planet. But he could still do it. It'd be the same thing.
Yes, but the point is thematic weight we're talking about. Boruto using it on Himawari is thematically less good because Himawari isn't a threat to the planet. We only should symbolically, we should only see Boruto use Uzuhiko on planet-level threats. People who are genuinely threatening the planet. That's when Boruto should use it. If he uses it on freaking Teuchi, the ramen guy's evil brother, who's just trying to make evil ramen instead of attacking the planet, that's not good. They shouldn't do that.
Yes.
But yes, if Boruto does it, it's fundamentally the same jutsu. I agree. But the point is, we're talking about it from a writing perspective.
Yes.
For when and how he used it.
Yes. But again, that's the code aspect, not the Boruto aspect.
Hotboy's argument is
but that's the code aspect, not the Boruto aspect.
It is the Boruto aspect is who he's protecting.
No, the code aspect is who he's fighting.
Oh my fucking god. Okay, let me put you this way. The fact that Naruto used the Rasen Shuriken on Kakuzu wasn't what was important. It was the fact of why he was like.
I agree.
The point is, it's the relevance to Sasuke is what's important. Yes, Kakuzu's important because he's an Akatsuki level character, but beyond that, it doesn't matter.
It's catching up.
The point is
just to Sasuke. Yes.
What's on
through
his
the
mind.
Rasengan. Yeah, through the Rasen Shuriken.
Code just so happens to be the planet attacker, but what's important is that the planet's on his mind.
Yes,
that's what he's protecting.
He's defending the planet with the planet's power. Yes. Using the planet's power. He's harnessing the planet's power to defend the planet. I agree. That's irony. That has nothing to do with the legacy argument that Hoppe was arguing. With the 2 dimensions going to the 3 dimensions with the Kushina Minato manga. It's irrelevant.
I'm not focusing on the 2-dimension versus 3-dimension.
I know. I'm dismantling every other thing that Hopboy said to say it's not relevant as an argument.
I have to rehear what he said about the 2-dimensional thing. In fairness, for some stuff, I get distracted with cooking or whatever, but
that's fine.
I don't really remember what he said specifically about that part.
Yeah, so from the very beginning, I've agreed with Hotboy. This one aspect is good.
I remember the part I focused on, or at least the part I came up with, is the fact that Mito was talking about finding love, and basically the point is when you find the one you love, you'll be happy as a Jinchuriki, and that's when the spiral will become a vortex or a helix. That's the point there.
But the problem is he's not using that as context or explanation.
It's not about him finding love with Sasuke, but the point is the thing he's focused on, Sasuke, is what helps him get the upgraded Rasengan here, so that he can cooperate with Sasuke. And in Boruto's case, the planet's on his mind, and his love for the world, blah blah blah, is what elevates his Rasengan to something that will protect the world. That's kind of the idea.
But that's all just
I got from what
fluff.
he was getting at.
It's cool prose, it's a nice explanation, it's nice context, but he's using it as an argument for why Uzuhiko's good when it's disconnected and irrelevant. For Uzuhiko specifically. He explained why the base Rasengan's good, and why variants are cool, but not why Uzuhiko is different from both of those. In its own special way.
I don't think he was saying that Uzuhiko was different from them. I think he's just saying it's a continuation of that same theme that was really freaking cool to him. That's all. He's not saying Boruto's situation with Uzuhiko is different from Minato's with Kushina or Naruto's with the Rasen Shuriken and Sasuke. He's saying that it's fundamentally the same concept, but it's with Boruto, and he found it really freaking cool.
Nah, bro.
And he understood it because of the context of the Minato manga story, and then he applied it to Boruto and Naruto's case. He's like, damn, that's cool.
Nah,
that's what I got
he's working backwards, but what he was really doing, outside of all the smart words and cool way of convincing you, is what he was doing is he was saying Uzuhiko's good writing because Kushina walked up a staircase one time.
No. Like,
that was the most disingenuous way I could have worded his argument.
But that's misunderstood. I don't think he was saying that.
I think you're filling in the gaps that weren't there.
Fundamentally different from the Minato manga. I think he was saying it falls in line with the same thing.
You were not just giving him the benefit of the doubt. You were giving him the benefit without doubt, when only doubt can exist. There's no benefit to be had because there's no benefit that can exist. You're not only making the benefit, you're making the benefit of the doubt.
No, I don't think he was saying that Uzuhiko was fundamentally different from Minato creating the Rasengan at all. I think you're just misunderstood.
He's the one that brought up it.
He brought up how it was cool and how it connected to the Minato manga that came out just before it.
There's no connection.
Not that it was different.
There's no connection to be drawn, because he's drawing a connection that doesn't exist yet.
Oh my god. It does exist. What do you mean it doesn't exist yet? What doesn't exist for you yet?
Why did Boruto make the Uzuhiko Rasengan?
To protect the planet?
How do you know?
Because he keeps referencing protecting the planet and he uses it against the guy trying to destroy the planet.
Okay, so how does that...
Theoretically, again. So again, in a plot perspective, he could just create it because Kashi and Koji said, I've got a good idea, bro. Look at this thing I came up with. I'm going to teach it to you. And Boruto's like, wow, Koji, you're so cool. You're even cooler than Sasuke. Okay. But from a thematic perspective, it's to protect the planet.
Okay, but
that's
any
all he's
jutsu...
getting at.
It's not just any jutsu he learned. Anything he does to defend the planet is to protect the planet. Uzuhiko isn't special in that regard. It's just like any other Rasengan.
Oh my God.
He could have learned anything.
Really repeat this again. I don't want to repeat this again. But yes, if Boruto uses Thunderclap Arrow on Code, it's still to protect the planet, but it's symbolically and thematically more powerful to see him use the Uzuhiko for that purpose.
My point is
that
it's not to protect the planet. If the planet was destroyed, he would still use Uzuhiko.
Depends on how the planet's destroyed, because depending on how it's destroyed, that would be physically impossible. But the point...
No, it's not.
The point is... I feel like you're just purposely not getting it.
We know other planets have chakra.
It's cool.
And rotation.
Okay, he can use Uzuhiko on another planet, but they were talking about on Earth. But... the point is, it's cool to it. Like, there's plenty of symbolic things in Naruto that we could come up with that don't need to be the case. But the fact that they are symbolically, we can see it, is really freaking cool. And that's all he's fucking saying. It's not complicated.
The reason Naruto and Minato's purpose for creating their Rasengans is important for the fact that it's disconnected from the reason that Boruto did is because Boruto, at the very beginning of the series, you learn this is the next generation. They're going to do their own thing. They still have the will of the shinobi, but they're going to go about it their own way. It's the next era. Boruto is Boruto. He's not Naruto, he's not Minato. Thematically, it's relevant.
Yeah, and so, the point is just, it's still, like, what are you getting at?
So to connect it...
You're saying shit.
To connect it to Naruto, to use a Minato or Naruto argument would make that bad writing. It goes against the theme.
No, because one of the themes is that, like, even if, like, in the Boruto movie, bro, even if the times change, the soul of the shinobi never changes. That's what Sasuke proves to Naruto, essentially, in that movie. That's a big point. So the soul of the shinobi that's in Naruto, that's in Minato, will remain in Boruto. And that's why, in the time skip, flash forward scene, he's still a ninja. Because that's kind of a representation of that. He is still a shinobi, that will never change. Even if the times change, even if the world changes, the soul of the shinobi doesn't change. So the soul behind creating the Rasengans is gonna say the same too. And that's not bad writing.
Okay, and there's conflict no matter the era, right? Hashirama supporter, number one?
Bro, I don't know what you got against Hashirama other than the fact that he beat up Madara badly.
Did not. Madara literally cut Hashirama's clothes in half.
Sent that dude crying home.
Madara literally bit Hashirama's flesh off.
Bro is so hungry for Hashirama, he took a bite out of his butt cheek to get a little bit of that Hashirama, like, bro.
In fact, is there a single anything at all of of Hashirama physically harming Madara himself? Or did he just use, like, his sword or tree to do it for him? I don't think there's a single panel of Hashirama physically harming Madara.
Did Madara just use his Susanoo, his fox, or his fan, or his eyes to fight Hashirama for him?
He used his teeth!
That's all that you did.
So there you go.
His hands either.
No, he used his teeth. That's a part of his body. Madara's done more damage to Hashirama than Hashirama's done to Madara.
We'll have to go through
That's
the
so
entirety of every
hilarious.
single one of their fights.
There's not that many, but I'm pretty sure that's just true. Because you can't think of it. Exactly.
I mean,
You're the
way.
Naruto
That
extraordinaire.
is a funny idea to consider us doing, but obviously Hashirama stomped the crap out of Madara. We all know it. Let's okay, I'm still eating because of these distractions, but at this point, I want you to just translate the Mitsuki panel, you know, the one, and then
Okay, last thing I'll say, Uzuhiko, it also is relevant for the duality of man, because Boruto is craving conflict as well as desiring peace. He's going about bringing about peace by bringing about conflict first. He's not even trying to talk to
proof
Code.
that he's craving conflict for me.
Wait, what?
Send proof that he's craving conflict for me.
He
Since
fought
you made the
Code
claim.
and
Ruby was
Mitsuki
craving that conflict. Ruby wanted to fight.
because he could have just not done that. He literally teleported to him after Code
No,
left
he had
the
no
battle.
choice. He had no choice, but he would rather have Code just not fight him. He went out of his way to just ask Code to stop before fighting.
So why'd he fight
Clearly,
Mitsuki?
He didn't want to fight.
Why'd he fight
couldn't help
Mitsuki?
it.
He could have just kept running away from Mitsuki.
Because Mitsuki wouldn't stop trying to attack him.
He can teleport! He can
Well, you
hide
need to
his
tell Mitsuki
chakra
about the sun.
signature.
But he needed to tell Mitsuki about the... Well, that doesn't matter because Mitsuki had a snake on him. But he needed to tell Mitsuki about the sun shenanigans.
Okay, so why do you have to fight him to tell him that? Could have just dodged and weaved.
Because Mitsuki wouldn't listen before then. He kind of need to see Boruto not kill... Basically prove it first.
In fact, Boruto stopped in the middle of a forested area. Boruto wanted to destroy the environment, otherwise he would have ran off to the desert or something. Yeah, suck
He
it.
would have gotten out of range of Ino and Shikamaru. So
He didn't seem to
couldn't do
care
that,
about
he had no
that, and he
choice.
could come back anytime. In fact, he literally, in the latest chapter, he left out of range of Shikamaru for no reason, seemingly. Which you agree didn't make sense.
Well, he had a reason. What do you mean for no reason? Kawaki was showing up.
You agree that
I mean,
didn't make
I
sense.
don't know why he wants to run away from... I know, but he has a reason. We don't agree with the reason, but he has a reason.
We don't know if that's the reason. That's, again, just an assumption. He just said later. He didn't say why.
But it's fairly clear, though.
Fairly. Not concretely. We can't just say it. Exactly.
No, we can't just say it because it's pretty much guaranteed, but...
Okay, well, I'm gonna play the rest of this short just to see if there's any more relevant information to argue about.
It is merely a status. It's not, I'm going to be Hokage, but instead, this is the kind of Hokage I'm going to be. Someone that
So Boruto isn't just going to defend the planet. This is the planet of the type he's going to defend. I'll keep playing.
can mend the broken, even if it seems futile. If he gives up on Sasuke, then he might as well give up on the world too, because the latter is far more daunting. Naruto accuses Sakura of lying to herself, but she's not. She never meant one word she said. The one who forced her into this corner is none other than Naruto, because he refuses to allow anyone close to this new path he follows. Everyone else is left with only assumptions. He isn't doing this for Sakura, or even Sasuke. He's doing it for himself, because this is what he needs to do in order to become the Hokage he desires. He can't give
Bro,
up.
this whole thing just agrees with me. I don't know what you or Hot Boy are talking about. I don't know why you're using Hot Boy's argument. It's hypocritical argument. On his stupid Uzuhiko's good.
What Naruto's... Because what he's talking about isn't Naruto developing the Rasen Shuriken. He's talking about Naruto saving Sasuke. Naruto's doing it... It's not just about the Hokage, too.
Oh
Naruto's literally doing it for himself from the perspective of he doesn't want to lose his bond. There's that, too. That's also for Naruto's own sake.
You
selfishly
yourself.
doesn't want to lose that bond. Also
You
the Hokage.
already drew
But
the
that's
connection
irrelevant to what he was
between...
saying about the Rasen Shuriken.
Why did he develop the Rasen Shuriken? You already yourself drew the connection. It's because of Sasuke. Not only to catch up to him so he can save him, bring him back, but also for the teamwork aspect, he can amplify Sasuke's flames. Why would he do that if he's going to fight Sasuke?
He wants to cooperate with Sasuke.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter if it's for selfish reasons. Minato wants to save Kushina for selfish reasons because he doesn't want to lose Kushina. That's so that Kushina can't lose Minato, so that Minato doesn't lose Kushina. That's a selfish thing that he's doing for himself, in a sense. The same thing.
Okay, and the planet seems ambivalent. Didn't seem to get out of the way when Mitsuki and Boruto were fighting near it. Doesn't seem to be stopping Code from activating the chakra fruit.
Isn't doing it for the planet. He's doing it for himself because he doesn't want to lose the planet.
Yeah, so he's not cooperating with nothing.
I never said that Boruto is trying to I mean, in a sense, he's cooperating with the planet, you could say.
Well, the planet's not.
I never said that Boruto
it takes two to cooperate.
I said Naruto had to do with cooperation in his case.
That's like saying Madara was cooperating with the planet. In fact, Madara was cooperating with humanity.
Cooperating with anyone.
It's the same thing.
Madara was converting people.
Boruto's doing the same thing. He's not cooperating. He's siphoning. He's stealing. He's forcing the planet.
I don't care. For this context of this discussion, that doesn't matter. Because Boruto doesn't need to be doing something for the sake of cooperation. The cooperation is relevant to Naruto because Naruto wants to cooperate with Sasuke, and that fits in line with Indra and Ashura and the Ninshu and cooperation ship with Hagoromo and blah, 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 blah. That's important to Naruto's goal of peace, all this shit. Cooperation is fundamental for him. But for Boruto, that doesn't need to be there. That's not the point. So cooperation's irrelevant.
The planet has chakra, which is comprised of mental energy, and we know that like instinctual desire exists within Boruto, and that like the universe, because like duality of man, it's like natural chaos. It's more likely than unlikely that the planet itself desires to be destroyed. The planet itself.
No.
It would instinctually agree with the tree than it would with Boruto.
Wait, what?
The planet itself would instinctually agree with the tree than it would with Boruto. Why do you disagree? Because the universe is naturally chaotic. That's the nexuses that cannot be severed. There can't be winners without losers. Can't be light without darkness.
Yeah. I'm going to entertain the rest of your discussion afterwards. But first of all, just because Madara says something doesn't mean it's actually a universal rule. Just because Madara says something doesn't mean it's true.
Why did he say it?
But we're going to entertain it anyway.
Okay.
Because Madara Madara says it because he believes it. But that doesn't mean Madara is right.
How did Madara come to the conclusion?
Thought the Hagoromo thought the Ten Tails was just an incarnation of the Divine Tree trying to take its chakra fruit back.
Hagoromo's wrong. Doesn't mean Madara's wrong. Madara's right.
Madara... You can't prove that.
I have a 200-page essay disagreeing with that statement. Says otherwise.
You can't prove it because Madara is not the narrator.
That's not an argument, though, because you can't disprove it then. So it doesn't say anything. It's saying nothing.
Exactly. And I didn't say Madara was wrong there. I said he's not necessarily right. Just because Madara says it doesn't mean it's
okay, true. But that applies to you. Just because you say I can't prove it doesn't mean I actually can't. Because I think I already have proven it.
You admitted you haven't proven it because you're not the narrator, and nor is the narrator ever saying it.
I don't have to be the narrator to prove it.
Not our universe.
Okay,
if it's true in our universe doesn't mean it's true in their universe, as you like to say a million times in a freaking Attack on Titan.
yeah. I'm not the narrator. I can still prove Naruto's name is Naruto.
Don't know.
Yeah, Naruto's name is Naruto. I can prove that. I'm not the narrator. I don't have to be the narrator to prove anything. It's an argument that doesn't mean anything.
In this case, you do because it's a fundamental. The difference though there is Naruto is just a name. All you need is him to be called by that name. And have the person who gave him the name say that's his name. That's all you need. For something like a rule of the world,
the concept.
you do need a Yeah, but you need a it's not just a concept, it's a rule the way you are framing it. So you need a reliable source to be guaranteed to know the rule of the world, and you're only going to get that from a narrator or data book statement.
Okay.
Because Madara can't possibly know a fundamental rule of this world like that because he's not the creator.
Well, hang on. He's
What
read.
is freaking Kamui
He's
Suzuki?
read. He read the stone tablet. Zetsu wrote it. Zetsu went into Tsukuyomi, and Zetsu talked about the Ten Tails. Ten Tails created the universe. Ten Tails created the universe.
On the stone tablet.
Ten Tails created the universe. Ten Tails' instinctual desire is to consume. It's to eat. It's about chaos and destruction. It's literally described as evil.
But yeah, but okay, my point though is that what I really want to get at is the tree naturally may crave conflict, like I said, entertaining the Madara statement. A tree can naturally crave conflict with the nearby rocks or trees or whatever, but that doesn't mean the tree naturally craves to destroy itself, its own tree.
Well, I didn't say that, but it
likewise,
doesn't
the
mean
planet
it doesn't.
May crave conflict between other planets or let conflict exist on its planet, but the planet itself doesn't crave. That just goes against the philosophy of life and all things. That doesn't crave to destroy itself.
No, because that's needless suffering
with other things, but not itself.
It's self-harm. It's needless suffering, which is the same concept. It's applying the concept as a whole rather than specifically. You're trying to apply it specifically and saying it doesn't apply as a whole. I'm saying it applies as a whole, which is why we see it applied specifically. Which is consistent. No, we've always seen
it doesn't apply as a whole. I mean, don't see it applied specifically.
It's always stated in the data book.
Self-harm. The Ten Tails isn't craving self-harm.
Can you prove that?
Did you ever see it attack itself?
Yes.
Instead of attacking other
people?
The
Ten Tails Cataclysm. In the War Arc.
Literally was not hurt by that.
Okay, it can't harm itself. It still tried.
No, you can't prove that it tried to hurt itself, because you could very likely interpret it as it attacked everything knowing that it wouldn't be hurt, which fits more in line with its behavior.
Okay, so then you can't say either way, because if it literally can't harm itself and it knows that, then it's not going to take action to try and do something it knows it can't do, which would be harming itself in this case.
And there you go. It's not trying.
But it would if it could.
You can't prove that, though.
Oh my god. Kamui, if Gaara was immortal,
I'm not saying,
if Gaara just couldn't be hurt,
necessarily
he just
a
wouldn't
matter
try.
of impossibility. The point is, it's more likely, based off the evidence, that it doesn't want to hurt itself, because A, that's not what living things do on average, and B, like, the point is you try to preserve. Self-preservation is instinctual among living things, so that would just go against what a living thing does.
Nah, that's not how the law of probability works, because we've seen it.
No evidence suggests it's trying to hurt itself in the first place, so it just makes more logical sense that it's not trying to hurt itself.
Everything Madara has said has been 100% consistent within the series itself, implicitly and explicitly, and stated in the data book. What's not true?
That's not true. I can give you.
Give me an example.
Right now.
Give me one.
No, I can give you that one right now.
Yeah.
Something Madara said that was not consistently true. Okay.
From the old age and onwards.
You are my will. Okay. Exactly. Wrong. Black Setsu wasn't Madara's will. Do I need to continue?
Can you prove that?
Things that were wrong. Yeah, Black Setsu told him, no, I'm Kaguya's will, and we see, especially in the anime, when Black Zetsu was created.
So Black Zetsu said it, but Kamui, we can't believe it just because Black Zetsu said it.
You're right, and we're shown it in the anime.
How are we shown it? You can't be shown that. That's a concept.
Kaguya literally pooped out Black Zetsu in the anime.
So?
On screen.
You yourself said that I can't use that. It's filler.
I never said that in this discussion.
We don't define will, because we have to do that first and foremost. You have to do that first. Because I think, even if he's Kaguya's will, that doesn't mean he's not Madara's will. Madara's will was to activate Infinite Tsukuyomi. That's the same will that Black Zetsu had. What do you define will as?
Well, no, Madara's will is for them to live peacefully in a dream world. Black Zetsu's will is for them to turn into slaves and help amass chakra for the purpose of resurrecting chakra.
No, I would define that as desire, which I would distinctly differentiate from will.
No, well, it depends on context, because like will can be just like the will of fire, the desire to protect the people of the Leaf Village. There's a desire. The will of fire is the desire to protect this village.
No, it's the will.
So
it's not the desire of fire.
No, but the will of fire is the desire to protect the people of this village, or to protect the village as a whole.
If I said my livestock is a pig, that doesn't mean all pigs are livestock. You can't just use one thing that defines another thing and say that it's all-encompassing.
What I'm getting at is that at the very least, a will can be a desire.
Okay, so, but that's not your definition. Just because it can be doesn't mean it is, or always is.
Let's just look at what the definition of will is real quick.
Okay, we can look up Google's definition. That doesn't mean it's Madara's definition. Or Zetsu's.
These are...
Is it like the idea of will rather
than the other type?
Yeah, expressing future tense, inevitable events.
It's like, I will do this. Yeah. What's coming up.
Yeah. Expressing a request, desire, consent, or willingness.
Consent or willingness, that's not really what we want.
Yeah, so it's not desire, it's an expression.
Hold on.
No, I think that is what you want. It's an expression. Will is an expression. Expression is an action.
The wrong will. Hold on.
And that's how I was going to define it. It's an action sentient beings take.
This is the type of will. No, hold on. This is the type of will we're talking about here. The thing that one desires or ordains. Similar, wish, desire, blah, blah, blah. So the will is the thing they desire. Like I said, the will of fire, the desire to protect, the thing they desire is to protect the village. That's what the will of fire is. So it really is pretty much a synonym with desire.
Okay, then it's not desire, it's a thing. In this case, thing is a physical thing, it's not a conceptual thing. So it would be the Infinite Tsukuyomi, not the byproduct that conceptually comes from it.
Madara's will is supposed to be the being that he created. Like in terms of what Madara is saying is his will, it's the being he thought he created when he never actually created Black Zetsu. He's wrong. He thought he created Black Zetsu when he didn't. That's the point. He's wrong.
So if at some point in Naruto someone said that Madara's will was the Infinite Tsukuyomi, what would you say to that? Is that just a retcon?
There's nothing wrong with saying that, but the point is in reference to what I'm discussing. Well, either way, Black Zetsu isn't the Infinite Tsukuyomi, so he still wouldn't be Madara's will.
Power is not will, it is the phenomenon of physically making things happen. So from Madara's perspective, will is not power.
Okay.
Just additional context for the conversation.
Doesn't really add or subtract anything.
No, it adds stuff to both of us because it's context for both sides.
No, I mean, this is stupid that we're arguing about this. Like, Black Zetsu isn't Madara's will. That's canonically a thing. So he's Kaguya's will. That's canonic. So he's wrong. He's also wrong about what the Infinite Tsukuyomi's purpose is. He's wrong about some of the things that he thought Hakuromo said when in reality Black Zetsu just wrote it. Like, Madara's wrong about plenty of things.
Again, I disagree. He was right about the Infinite Tsukuyomi. It does put them in a dream state. They were happy. That was the purpose.
But that's not the purpose
That's
of the
what it
Infinitsugi.
did. Okay,
No,
that's what he cared about. Even if it's not the purpose, he would have done it anyways, regardless if he knew it or not, quote unquote.
No.
Because his will
he literally
is to activate Infinite
in
Tsunami.
the anime, he specifically said he wouldn't have done it.
No, he doesn't. That's just wrong. That's a wrong interpretation.
Yeah, it's anime only.
That is a wrong interpretation.
It's anime only, but
it's wrong interpretation. If you're talking about Madara's death,
wrong.
you're just wrongly interpreting it. Literally, the interpretation for that is that he has no regrets, and he's only stopping now because he can't do anything about it. If he gained his power back in that moment, he would have done it again. He would have continued to do where he left off.
No, he wouldn't have.
That's just a wrong interpretation. There's no other way I can say that.
That's not wrong. That's literally just how it is.
That's the wrong interpretation. I'm sorry. I can't say anything else. There's just no arguing that.
No, you're just wrong, like usual.
Not. That's fallacious.
Like,
right here. Look at my screen. Look at my screen. Naruto says, "We will."
I'm trying to find them.
Naruto says, "We will." So, Sasuke and Naruto share the same will. So it is not only possible, but happens within the series that characters share the same will. So yes, Madara and Black Zetsu share the same will of activating Infinite Tsukuyomi. You can argue after the fact that Black Zetsu became Kaguya's will afterwards.
I don't see the point in having a discussion with you just using will with the wrong, like, will word for this, so I'm just not gonna bother engaging.
Concession accepted. Because his will is to do it. In fact, Black Zetsu said he was Madara's will until Kaguya showed up.
No, he didn't. Kaguya hadn't shown up yet when he said he was Kaguya's will.
Kaguya was showing up. Kaguya's chakra was already there.
Kaguya was going to show up because of Black Zetsu.
That's like saying at what
Madara's will to trick Madara.
No. That's like saying at what point is a caterpillar a butterfly? It's just a blurry line. You can argue at any point of the stage where it starts to end.
Bro, I'm not gonna argue with you with your stupid take of Black Zetsu was Madara's will and then he became Kaguya's will. Like, no, that's not what's in the story. I'm not gonna engage in this.
Okay, then don't. GG. Moving on. Do we want to go over the Mitsuki stuff?
Yeah, because I still need to eat my cauliflower.
Oh my god. Jesus Christ. I blame Hopboy for that entire thing.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it is entirely his fault. He went to hop on. I didn't know why he went to hop on, just to talk about the 6th stream, I guess.
I don't know. I will say, what's up, everyone in chat? I will say that he streamed earlier today, and he did mention the Walky Talky podcast in that stream. And then, like, I was there too, so maybe it was just, like, on his mind. Because, like, I also showed him the code video after his stream ended, so we talked about that too, even after his stream ended. It's like, we talked a bit today, me and Hopboy.
Mm-hmm.
So it could just be that. Plus, like, he had things like he's been waiting to say for a while, like the 6th thing.
Yeah, so in case you just didn't believe me, in the anime, after Black Zetsu, when Madara asks Black Zetsu for what purpose, and he explains, you know, like, acting according to Kaguya's will, blah, 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 Madara says, I wouldn't for that. I think that's a good indication that he wouldn't have done it if he knew.
I just disagree. Again, it's just that I have a different interpretation from you.
You can be wrong. You can be wrong. Okay, you can be wrong. I put it in chat for everyone, though. You know, just for everyone to see, you know, Oodie can be wrong, but for chat, you know, here's Madara conceding he wouldn't have done it if he knew.
You don't know what that's about.
What it was actually gonna do.
Well, welcome back to the Walky Talky podcast stream. Now to get to the intro that I've been prepared to say since 24 hours ago about. Ever since stream cut out, I've been prepared to say this intro. Hey, welcome back, everybody. So Kamui, to pick up where we left off on the Mitsuki conversation. So in case you were wondering, for those watching last night, it just randomly cut out. Wasn't my fault. I didn't just decide to randomly end stream in the middle of sentence. No, the weather did that. So what was happening is I was actually cooking, right? Like I was just like dropping fat bombs of information, and God said no. Okay, God said, Oodie, stop. The world isn't ready for this information. The society isn't prepared for you to propel them this many years in the future. Like the technological exponential increase, like humanity is like having struggles enough keeping up with it as it is. Like if I did this, society's just gonna progress into a new era, and it's not prepared for that. It's like Boruto with the potential versus his strength. Like his strength is just so far, or like his potential is so far above that his strength had to catch up. So society had to catch up to what I was about to say. Therefore, it just wasn't ready for me to drop the heat that I was cooking with last night in the middle of my sentence. I was saying some good stuff, let me tell you. I was getting into it. The meat of the conversation. The thick of the potatoes with this one.
None of it.
I unironically want to see where I stopped mid-sentence last stream, just so that I can, like, recall exactly what I was saying. And in fact, I've been having to go to the bathroom since before 2 o'clock, but I was like, nah, we'll end soon after, since that's when Kamui wants to. If you will allow me to go to the bathroom, since I really have to, I will use that time to listen to the end of last night's stream, if you're okay with it. I'm gonna extend stream another like 5 minutes, but you know, it's what it is. You could read chat.
Wait,
what?
Oh. So I was very zoned out.
Apparently. Well, the longer you take to decide, the longer it's gonna take anyways. And the longer you take to decide, the more likely it is I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom anyways. Been holding it for like an hour.
I mean, I really just want you to. Maybe we should just end stream, bro. I'm already up an hour later than I wanted to be.
You know what? That's fair. I could have just said that for foreshadowing for next time, so that next stream we could just jump straight into it. We don't even have to give an intro. We could just. You know what? We could do the thing. It's gonna be a stream gap to where there's technically 2 streams in between, considering like the stream cut out halfway through tonight. But I could do the thing to where I just continue mid-sentence from where I left off last stream, so those watching on the playlist would be the only ones that get it, besides the fact that there's 2 streams in between it now. Because I'm not gonna lie, I got a lot to say on this whole Mitsuki Ada thing, and we talked about it a little bit with Hot Boy, so there's like 10 minutes less of things to say. But it would be a lot. It wouldn't just be translating it, so... So next time it is?
Yeah, I'm just gonna make the wise decision and say next time it is.
Okay. We'll read chat, since, Frickin' shut up, cemetery heel, tiny girlish bladder. Not only am I an athletic athlete who drinks a lot of hydrofluoric fluid... Okay, the good old H2 of the oxygens. Okay, but I've been holding it for a freaking hour. More than an hour, because I've had to, like, I was wanting to go since before, too. So I've been holding it since before then. I've been holding it for like 2 hours, technically. Probably not, I don't know. Vaughn clips. Yo, what's up, Vaughn? Dari Chicago, yer! Some cooking is occurring. Some cooking was occurring at the end of 2 streams ago, and at the beginning of next stream now. But this stream too, yeah, I agree. I was cooking. I agree. Saving the world equals protecting the planet. I completely, vehemently disagree based on the context of the conversation we were saying. And Kamui agreed to. So, not gonna lie, sometimes I don't know where y'all get these perspectives, lol. I know! Kamui's perspective is so weird sometimes. Like, I just don't understand. I'll pin that comment for you, Dari Chicago. I think that's a good comment to pin.
Bro.
There you go. He's talking about Kamui there. One of the hosts of the Walky Talky podcast. Extinction is the reason. Madara? Nah. Extinction's not just the reason, because Boruto's fighting for the shinobi system. So even if every other human died, he's still gonna be a shinobi or whatever. He'll still fight as a shinobi, so he can still do Uzuhiko. Because that's apparently the reason, right? It's not the planet. It's the shinobi system. And you don't need shinobi for that, because Boruto's a shinobi. So as long as Boruto persists, the shinobi system persists. Even if the planet and all other shinobi die out. Extinct, if you will. Madara, nah. Madara has more sword feats than OP swordsmen. That's a fact. He's probably the best swordsman in the channel. Or channel? Not only the series, but also this channel. I think Madara is the best swordsman on this channel, too. I was so confused. Why stream just stopped? Yeah, I mean, it confused me, too. I'm not gonna lie. Like, it was a pretty tragic, trauma-filled tragedy situation. Kind of sucked for me. Like, it's just, I was confused. Like, I didn't know what was happening, and no one was able to explain it to me because I couldn't hear anyone. So, like, as far as I knew, I had gone deaf. Like, my ears stopped working permanently for the rest of my life. For as all I knew, I had a heart attack. Like, I died where I stand. Okay? And my spirit, my ghost, my essence, my illuminescence, if you will, was still not interacting, but hearing the stream, unable to interact. In fact, not hearing the stream because I couldn't hear anything at all. It's possible my soul, my spirit, was lingering in this realm with the regrets left unfulfilled because I hadn't finished this stream. And because of this stream, I couldn't move on to the afterlife, to the realm of false perfections. If you know, you know.
But that didn't stop Oodie yesterday from giving up on coming back when I recommended him. Just keep that in mind, guys.
That's nonsense. You literally said fine.
Oh, what?
And besides, it was for you, too.
Yeah, I said fine with multiple E's after I already gave my case.
No, because no. Because you said that you had already unset up too, so it was more than just, I was being selfless. Because I couldn't bear the burden of asking Kamui to reset up.
You're
welcome.
Okay.
I'm pulling it up.
I said I had already where is this?
I'm pulling it up.
Yeah, I said, will I also unset up LOL, but I'm down to reset up too. Just let me know. Because in fairness, tonight's realistically better than tomorrow for me since I'm off tomorrow. No answer. Welp. And then you said, I mean, it'd be extremely ridiculous to set up for a second stream starting at 3 a.m. on a night that I want to go to bed early, XD. So for convenience sake, probably just another night. We don't have to do tomorrow, blah, 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 blah. And I said, fine, with multiple E's.
There we go.
It's right in the middle there.
There we
go.
You want. Yeah, this was nonsense. I might as well show this on stream. So this was me showing Kamui my computer's restarting for minutes on end somehow for some reason, even though it takes seconds.
Bruh, is it for real? Why is it still restarting?
So that was annoying. As you can tell, lights off, all that. It's unset up. Nothing up here. Let's try restarting it, but so far, yeah. Yeah, I literally went to the shower or whatever, got out, still restarted, like, then blue screened, which never I don't think that's ever happened before. So for the sake of my computer, Kamui, like, you didn't want permanent computer damage, did you? Like, if my computer crashes, like, I just can't stream at all. And then you would have to be the one tethered to your bed streaming while I go walking. You couldn't possibly bear that.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
I'd put it on Trippy in that case.
And over and out. Kinda sad it's gonna be a short stream. I mean, if you combine it with the previous stream, then no. I guess, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of it's long enough. It's long for a normal stream. Does that count?
I mean, we did an extra hour more than intended. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, it's more than just intended. 2 o'clock was your cutoff time. Like, your maximum will not extend beyond.
To be done eating at 2. I specifically said I want to be done eating at 2. Why do I always fail?
You know, Kamui, it might help if you ate instead of talked. Because, like, I feel like you can't even get a bite in but when you're on the podcast. I guess that's not true. You talk, like, a lot when you have food in your mouth, and I can
Yeah, I mean, both are true. The problem, though, is when we're debating. Yeah, you're right. When we're debating, I can't get a bite in because every time I need to chime in, it's for my point. I can't talk.
That's so funny.
I try to eat while you talk, but then if you say something I don't like when we're debating, I'm going to immediately interject.
Oh my god. Okay, well, I guess my girly bladder's kicking in. So, end of stream. Thanks, watching. Bye. No, just wait a second.
I
So
kind
it
of like that
actually
outro.
goes.
Thanks, watching. Bye.
What was it? Thanks for walking, and we've been the talkying or something?
Yeah, I don't remember you said.
In this case, it assumes the viewers are walking, which I guess is technically already wrong. But, like, unless they're not. In which case, there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, needless